Hello, my name is Tomas Kubica, and this video is a follow-up on a previous video when I've been showing Ansible and OpenSwitch and automating and testing the network. Now we put some process and orchestration around it. So I am using Jenkins here as an orchestration platform, and I will use Git, or GitHub in my case, for a version control system. I've created a new branch in a Git, mynet, in which I want to push network changes. No code changes in the playbooks, just changes of a network configuration. And I have built a pipeline in a Jenkins. So let's see the project and let's see what the project actually does. So what I'm using here is that the Jenkins is looking into your version control system. So it looks into your GitHub repository. It can be public, private, whatever. So it is not based on a single computer. It will basically download the latest and greatest network state from it. We are polling this configuration management system, so we are detecting the changes automatically and run everything automatically as soon as the change is there. And we are basically doing the same thing we did in previous video, now in an automated fashion. So we create a virtual topology network. We use an Ansible playbook to test connectivity to it. We will then run the script to build the configuration of the network. So we push the desired state to it. Then we wait some time for the network to converge. And then we will test the fabric. So ensure that the configuration is actually working. So the state of the network is okay. And if it's okay, we will push a tag to the GitHub. So we know that this part of the configuration has been tested and it's all fine. And on the end, we will destroy this virtual network. So this framework is used to automatically test new changes you want to push into your network. So before you put it into the real network, it will be automatically tested in a virtual environment and orchestrated via Jenkins. So in my previous build, you can see that everything is green, and we can go through the logs. So you can see that, yeah, we have created a virtual network. We have run the playbook to test connectivity. Then we can see down here that we have configured the network using the network configuration as we did in our previous video. And because our configuration is done, we will then run the script to test the fabric, so actually make sure that the configuration results in a working state of the network. In our case, this is just a simple test to watch for the BGP peerings and ensure that all BGP peers are in established state, which is our case, so everything is fine. So you can see that peering is all well. So because it is successful, we have put a tag into our version control system to indicate that this build is okay, and we have destroyed the virtual network. Okay, now let's go to the text editor, to the topology.yaml file, and let's propose some change into our network configuration. So I will change IP address on one of the switches and change the peering information here. And I need to do the same on the counterpart, which is spine 2, but I will make a mistake here. I will just change the IP address of the interface, but I will forget to change the BGP neighbor information. So this will probably not work. So let's do it now. So I will add this into the version control system, and I will commit it. So I will say, yes, I'm proposing this change, and I will put some line here like that I have changed IP address on leaf 1 and spine 2 on this link. So I did this change. So I will commit this. And now, because we're using version control system, you can see the changes. Multiple people can collaborate on that. There is central repository, and you can see the changes we have done to the desired network state. So what we have changed, what we have added, and so on and so forth. Now, because Jenkins is automatically looking on the changes, we can now just push this from our local computer to the centralized version control system. In my case, this is going to be public GitHub. In your case, it can be GitHub Enterprise or simply Git SCM running on premise. And you can see that there are some tags on the previous build. Now, let's go to the Jenkins, and the Jenkins will soon detect that there is a new desired state, and it will automatically run all the tests. Now, it takes a couple of minutes, so I've just used video editing to short this time a little. It takes like 4 minutes. And here you can see the console output, and we are building the network, and we will run the configurations, and we will test the configurations. So I have skipped over that, and you can see that configuration has failed. And the reason for it is that in the after the build fabric, when we have pushed the new configuration to our virtual testing network, we can see down here that when we run the test fabric, if I'll scroll down a little bit, I see some failures. So spine 2 has no peering, so the peering is in an active state, not in established state. So this is definitely not a configuration I want to push into my real network. So we have generated an error and destroyed the virtual network. So we have seen that the build is red, so I will definitely not put this configuration to production. So I go there and fix it. So I will do the change again, and we'll do correct IP address here. I will add it to a version control system, and I will do the new commit. So I have realized that I have some issues here, so I will do commit and say that I have fixed a BGP configuration on a spine 2. So I will commit it. All right. We can also see the log, so you can see the changes we have done here. And now we're going to push this information to a centralized repository. So let's push it into a GitHub in my case. And now once again, Jenkins will be listening for the changes. And since the change will be soon detected, the overall process of building this app, building the virtual network topology and configuring it and running all the tests, this will all happen automatically. And it will once again take a couple of minutes, so I will do the video cut here so we don't have to wait. So now everything is finished, and we can see that the build is green. So this time our network configuration actually passed the test, so we have not broken any BGP peering. Everything seems okay. In real life, the test should be probably better than just checking a BGP peering. You can do some pings, you can do some other things to check that the network state is actually functional. So now we have a good build. Now we have configuration, proposed change, which seems to work at least in our virtual environment, and we have completely automatically tested this. And if I download the latest information, I can see that I have a new build with a tag success, which means that the build actually has been tested. So if I go through the log over here, and I will go through the changes I have made, the last comment you can see over here, there is a tag saying success, which means that this has been successfully tested. The other comment here does not have this tag, which means that it failed the test. So I will definitely not use this in production. So now we have automatically tested that the proposed changes to the network are not breaking the networks. Now, what you would do next is you can, for example, automatically put this into the real network. So if the test passes, you can automatically build this and push it into your real network. You will probably do some tag indicating that this configuration is actually used in a real network, or you can move it over to a special branch for the released versions, or you can do things like that. So that's a basic introduction of how to automate things with version control system, Jenkins, leveraging once again Ansible and Docker testing suite.